All right. Welcome, everyone. It is Wednesday, the weekly recovery coaching call. My name is Omar Pinto with my co-host, Tori Skeen. All right. Very good. I got that. All right. So you guys have had 10 minutes to prepare. So who would like to begin? Who is struggling with something that could use some guidance, could use some help, could use some support? Raise your hand, unmute yourself. Let's dive in.
Okie dokie. Hi,
Wendy.
everybody. Hey. So I'm struggling with falling down a lot. And the real struggle for me is having to slow down. So I haven't said anything to my husband. It's kind of like I'm going through the garden. I'm going 100 miles an hour. I had my headset on and boom, off I go over a branch. And did it again the other day and did it again. And this time I bruised my hand really badly. So my struggle is slowing down. So I took my headsets off and it literally is a struggle for me to stop, look where my feet are and walk slowly. I found today I was annoyed and irritated by it. It's like I'm not there. It's like I'm not in my body at all. And I think I am. I looked for how many conversations my brain was having. And when I went to notice it stopped having the conversations. So I have a funny feeling there's a constant yakking somewhere in my subconscious, moving all the time. So, I'd like to slow down, but I'd also like to not be annoyed by slowing down.
Okay. All right. So let's start by taking a deep breath. Let's take another one. And I want to remind you, Wendy, and everyone that's listening, that this is always an option. This is always an option. The ability and the opportunity to stop, to breathe. And when I intentionally choose to breathe, I will slow down. And so first we got to get there. First we got to just slow down. And next we have to ask the very important question: for what reason is this sense of urgency? Am I running away from something, or am I running towards something? And as I say that, what comes to mind?
Today's talk to myself the answer was, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So I said, okay, so standing still is scary to you. And there was not much of an answer. It was more like, can we get going now? So I said, well, I'm not sure what age level I'm talking to. I think this has been a pattern. I know the I'm out of here has been a pattern for most of my life. So I feel I should have journal time that says, let's talk about being okay being here.
Being here. Okay.
Right.
So let's do a little exercise. Go ahead. Keep going.
So I asked myself that walking down the path that had the most roots on it. So I said, let's just stop here. Are we okay being just here and going nowhere. And there was probably 35% of me said yes, because I had been breathing all the way from my neighbor's garden slowly into where I was going. And then it was like when I stopped slow breathing, I immediately went into, let's get going. And I thought, I wonder if that's the underlying current that says, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. It's like a repetitious pattern in me, which is interesting, because getting out of there at a running pace, quote unquote, was useless because I needed to be there. So it was like, I really don't want to fall down anymore. I have to find a way to bring me into my body so I'm not falling down.
Well, the good news is that your body is trying to slow down. So you have the mind. The mind says, keep going. Let's go. I'm out of here. The body says, no, I want to be still.
Like trip flat to the ground.
Yep. Yeah. So there is a conflict.
Yeah.
There is, the body recognizes that this is too much. We need to slow down. We need to stop. Oh, you're not listening? Boom. So we're definitely onto something, and there's definitely awareness, and you're getting closer. So I'm out of here. I'm out of here. When I say that to you, okay, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. What is the first memory you have of I'm out of here?
My mother's womb.
Expand, please.
I've chatted about it before in another session. When I became aware how much my mother's smoking and drinking was affecting me, I tried to get out of there, and it would make me angry. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And then getting out of here from my rebirthing sessions and from what my mother told me, the classic 50s was you got slapped on the butt when you came out. So it's like, I got out of there and then I got smacked. So,
Mother was smoking and drinking while she was pregnant.
Right, the classic 50s.
Classic 50s. Okay. So get me out of here. There is, okay, so tell me about feeling trapped.
It's not comfortable at all. And that's part of what I felt like today when I really made myself slow down. I feel I was trapped in my body. So I do like what you said, the body was slowing me down. I said to myself, just look at your feet. That's all you have to do. Stay in the moment. It's a classic recovery thing. Where are your feet? And my feet were there. And, by the afternoon, it was like, I actually appreciate my feet being where they are. I'm actually tired of trying to sit in my head and be in my body. They're so disconnected.
Okay, so I'm getting a download. And so if I'm trapped in my body and I'm out of here, I got to get out of here. In this physical realm, that's impossible.
Yeah.
It is from the physical, from the human, okay? It is impossible to get out of my body, even if I feel trapped in it. And meanwhile, my body is trying to ground me. So for what reason do you want to get out of that body?
I think that the world in which my body has always existed has not been comfortable for me. And I can't say it's people, places, and situations. It's a mind thing in me. So, I knew this was going to show up eventually in recovery. I have watched myself be disconnected for years from my body, basically abusing my body because I'm not paying attention to my body, and now it's catching up with me. And I've been listening to Marianne Williamson's book, A Course in Weight Loss, and I just changed the words from weight because I don't need to lose weight. But I realized, well, you have a lot of weight in your thoughts, Wendy, a lot of negative thoughts. And she said it, and you said it last time we spoke. It's always going back to the disconnection that I've had with spirit. So she said it, I heard it this morning. She said, it's not about being disconnected with your body, it's being connected with spirit. Oh, bingo, there it is again.
So let's go back to running from or running towards. What feels more present at this time, or with what's happening in this, I got to get out of here, or I'm out of here? Does it feel more like you're running from something, or you're running towards something?
It's a split thought. So I can't put my body and my head together on this one. So running from is an old pattern. Running towards, there's an excitement inside of me somewhere. Oh, let's go to this adventure. Let's go here. So I have to be somewhere in my preteen to teen stages. And I'd have to say pretty much in teen stages, because my first thought when I close my eyes, think about that. So what did I run toward to escape? Oh, I ran toward drugs. Yippee.
Okay. All right. This feels good.
And they took me out of my body and being where I was, even though I could stand where I was and appear like I was there. I was out. I was in my own little stone world. So yeah, I'd have to be the teenage part, running toward.
Okay. So there it is. There it is. I'm running towards drugs because I want to get out of my body. Because the truth is, I'm actually running from my past or my circumstances or something in my present.
There we go. My circumstances. So this definitely has to be the teenage group of me. My circumstances, where I was living, what was going on, collectively, all of that era.
What was going
on? I was in a boarding school, didn't want to be there. It was very easy to take drugs during my time that I was there. Drinking was not allowed, so that was more obvious, and it was harder to get. Marijuana, all the psychedelic drugs were just starting to show up, and of course nobody at school had any idea what they were. So I could stand in front of you as a classmate or a teacher, and I had to be very careful how I did it, but I could be stoned out of my mind. You wouldn't have known until my senior year, because then the school started to catch on.
Oh, okay. You feeling something?
Yeah, so for me in this past week, slowing down because I'm tripping, because I'm trying to get 3 gardens done, trying to get going, and it's just like, I'm not here. I'm already 2 gardens ahead, and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, and I've got headphones on. So I did take them off in the last 2 days.
It's funny how I'm tripping and I'm tripping.
Right. Hello.
Yes. I got to a place where I could tripping and no one would know.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because the last time I fell, I went, oh, crap. I hope Roy's not anywhere around because he can't see me do that.
Okay. So the tripping here, the trip and the landing is just to kind of remind you that needs to heal, that part in your life where you were tripping and you use that as an escape. This is how I escaped my body. But we need to understand, and you weren't happy in the boarding school, but many of us are not happy in our circumstances.
Right.
But this whole idea of escaping my own body, like this out of body experience, what was so terrible about being human?
That's a big question. Um, so I'm going back to a smaller time period in which being in my body, the people around me and my body betrayed me was when I had my tonsils taken out. So I'm probably 5 or 4. I know my brother was 1 year older than me. And, it was, I do remember my mother saying, you're just going with your brother. You're going to have a lovely time. Isn't it nice? The next time I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. That's where she left me. I was in a hospital. I came to and I was miserable. So that was like, what did you do to my body? What's wrong with my body? And why are you trying to make me open my mouth? My mouth hurts. So my mother said, you were the worst patient. You would not open your mouth even for ice cream. And I remember saying to her as an adult, really? Why would any kid open their mouth for ice cream when you didn't tell them what they were going to go through? So that's where I was going back when you asked that question. I said, why was my body betraying me? Why was I mad at my body? Well, I don't want to blame it always on my parents, but it was like my body, when I went out, came to, and there was something wrong with my body. So let's take that all the way forward to the last 2 weeks. I've had dental work, and I know my answer to myself is I'm definitely changing going forward any kind of dental work I do. That was really painful. So I didn't run away from my body doing the dental work. I did a ton of research before. I went and prepared knowing what I was doing. I prepared all my inner kids. So we all did it together. I know what to do. I can't take everybody else's pharmaceuticals. I can't do any of that stuff anymore. So it's been a miserable 2 weeks, but I've gotten through it, and I've talked a lot to myself about it. It's just, I didn't think going to the garden and tripping was going to happen the way it did.
Okay. So, lots going on in my head. So here it is. Here's my body again, failing me and letting me down.
I don't think about that from my body. I think about my body is disappointed at my head. I feel I failed my body. I look at the lack of care for my teeth created this problem.
Okay.
So I feel bad in my head that I have done that to my body. That was part of a huge discussion. I mean, my dentist said, we could have done this 3 months ago. I said, no, not until I did the research and really and I can't say it's a dentist, really connected with my body and my head. Because I asked for this. I didn't realize how bad they were. Now you're telling me what you want to do. No way, Jose, just part of it. So there's a little bit of togetherness between my body and my mind. I went back to the dentist and said, I'm not doing those 4 things. I'm only going to do 2 because I think they're necessary. And I need to really review what we do. So I have come together more. I don't feel my soul and my body are angry at my head anymore. There was stuff after the surgery that I wasn't sure was going to happen. And I told myself that. Here's what I know we can do. And the rest of it is like one day at a time. So I don't need to have a battle with myself over this.
Okay. So it's not as, sometimes things are very, very big. They're very, very, there's these huge giant breakthroughs that come through, right? We're not going to get one of those today.
No, we have a nice beginning though.
Yeah, no, it's not even about a nice beginning or a breakthrough or anything like that. This is just awareness. This is all about awareness, Wendy. This is it. This is about, you just said it. Okay. Lack of care for myself. I have not taken care of my body. And here I go yet again. And I go to the dentist. And the dentist, I'm thinking it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It ends up being a whole lot worse because I didn't take care of my teeth. And now There are moments where I need to rest, where I need to, once again, the slowing down is you connecting with the inner version of you, which is ultimately connecting with spirit. So we're circling back to being present, being still, being silent, allowing. And there's a part of you that just can't stand that. That has to be going. And then boom, I fall down flat on my face. And the universe going, when are you going to be still and slow down? That is the coolest dog I've ever seen. I love that dog. So where is this landing for you right now?
Much better because I got to talk about it. So there's parts of me that are like going, we're all together on this now. So I've circled allowing. Allowing is a word that works very well for me. I understand awareness. And then, of course, the other part of the Serenity Pair is courage to change.
Mm-hmm.
That I knew today. I didn't trip today, but I did yesterday. I had to have the courage to change. I had to get past the neurological pattern in me that says, let's go. I had to have the courage to slow down. So it's very supportive to hear you say, I can use the word allow. Mm-hmm. And it's okay. I'm allowed to. All right. So my teenager just came back and said, oh, you mean I don't have to run out in the field because the bell rang? I said, no, I'm allowing you to walk. Okay. So that was very helpful.
And here, real quick, when I say the word punishment, what comes up for you?
Well, I was still in my teen years, so I was at school.
So here's what, and this is the beauty of it all. We go back to reparenting. So two aspects. One is connecting with spirit, and the other one is this reparenting. And so there's two schools. Well, there's many schools of parenting, I'm assuming. But there's one school of thought that, fierce structure, discipline, control. There's that kind of parenting. Spanking, grounding, harsh talk. There's that. And then there's the caring, loving, nurturing, soft-spoken, taking the time, really caring about your children, right? Seeking to understand. So think about, there's those, imagine, so right now we're talking about two different types of parents. So there's one parent that wants to rule by fear, and there's another parent that wants to rule by love. Which parent do you think you have been to yourself?
Number one. Right. I'm looking at my notes going
what?
No, I'm just looking at my notes going, we have totally circled, let's try the caring, the loving and nurturing one, and the soft-spoken one. Yeah.
She's given you an opportunity to become the parent you always wanted. Whichever version of you that is. But there's a version of you that goes,
yeah,
you're responding to punishment, so I'm just going to keep punishing you until you learn how to start loving yourself and reparenting yourself appropriately. And so as I get up in the morning, I remind myself, hey, sweetheart, did you brush today? Did you floss? How are we doing today? Did we take the time to be loving and caring and responsible with our bodies? Did we take a nice long shower? Did we scrub in all the right places? Did we eat a good breakfast? Did you have, honey, let's have a good breakfast, honey. Let's have a seat. Take your time. Why are you rushing through your meal? What's the rush? You're going to get indigestion. Slow down, honey. It's okay. It's okay. How's that landing?
That landed nicely. The white indigestion was an old pattern. Started to get nasty. And I was thinking when you said that, I said, you know, you're right, because when I've tripped these 3 times this past week, they weren't terrible trips. I mean, I have tripped and broken my right knee, again, because running ahead. That was several years ago. So that was kind of a worry for me. And I did notice on the last trip, it was kind of like, just lay here. It wasn't that terrible. Just lie here, you know? And then the critic began in my head. So I said, I'm not getting up just because the critic says, you better get up. You better get up. I'm not getting up. I'm just going to lie here. So that was very helpful. Right in the middle of you doing that act, you started to go into the indigestion part, and there was a tone in my back of my head going, I'm going to get a lecture. And then you shifted again. So that was good.
Yes. There we go. What's happening is you're getting an opportunity to decide. You get to choose, Wendy. We all have free will. We all can choose. We can all choose how we treat ourselves, how we talk to ourselves. And we can change whenever we want. That's the beauty of the human experience, is that when we recognize that what is currently manifesting in our lives does not serve us, we can change. And that's exactly what it's slowing you down. One voice said, hey, just stay, just lie down, just take it easy, relax. The other one came back and said, oh, we got to go.
Yeah.
And you get a chance to reparent. You actually in that moment could have said, sweetheart, just no, we're not going to get up. No, we're not. We're going to take it easy. And it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So I'll need to add the it's okay. Okay.
Keep that in your pocket. Have that accessible at all times. When the sense of urgency comes in, when the need to run comes in, when the moving, the have to go, I'm out of here comes in. Hey, whoa, slow down. It's okay. As a matter of fact, you know what? We're just going to have a seat. We're going to have some tea, and we're going to talk about this. What are we running? Where are we running to? What's the sense of urgency? This is where the journaling, like you said in the beginning, would come in beautifully, because now I can get some of that nervous energy that I need out on paper.
Okay.
Sit down and go, okay, let's hash this out. Let's figure out, where's the fire? Is there really a fire? It's okay. It's okay. You're fine. I love you. I love you. You're fine. You're okay. It's good. Imagine the parent. So just imagine for a moment, picture it. Close your eyes. Picture a child, any child, sitting with his mom. And the kid's just like, can't sit still. And he's like trying to get away. And he's trying to, but I want to go outside and play. And, but I got to do this. And Tommy's waiting for me. And I got to go. And they're half dressed. They haven't brushed their teeth. They haven't had breakfast. And you got, honey, I know. And he's going to be right there waiting for you. And I understand that you're excited. You're excited to go play with your friend. But first, let's go ahead and have a little breakfast. And then let's take a shower and then brush your teeth. And let's get you dressed, because you're wearing your underwear. You got no shirt on. You can't just run outside. But it's okay. I love you. Wendy fell off right in the middle of one of my hypnoses.
So I went away.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
I was like, where'd I go? Whoa.
That is so ironic.
I know.
All right. Okay. So does that all, is it all making sense?
Yes. It is all making sense.
Is there anything you need to add to that?
No, I'm good. I was curious as to why I went away.
Yeah, no, it was actually them having a little humor, having a little fun. Ha ha, see?
Okay.
We all have that beautiful inner child inside of us, and all they want to do is have fun and play. That's it. So every once in a while, we just got to give them that opportunity. All right. Well done.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. That was spectacular. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any feedback? Has this happened to someone before? Did somebody just have an aha in the middle of this? Who would like to jump in? Because this was a pretty interesting conversation. I wouldn't be surprised if a few of you had a couple of ahas. Liz, I see you shaking your head. Who else? Oh, okay. Edwin, go, and then Tim.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Omar. Hi, everyone.
Edwin.
Thank you for sharing. I related a lot to it. And learning how to be human is definitely something interesting. I don't know what I was, but I'm still learning what it's like to be a human, and I'm okay with that as well. I think we'll probably never stop learning, and that's okay too. That just happens with everything. But yeah, I identify with many things. I for a long time I hated myself and everything that was related to me, and I would have traded my life with anyone else. Anyone. I remember when I went to rehab, uh, there was a gardener there. So he was kind of like he was a very simple, humble, low resources type of person, but he always had such a positive attitude. The way that he walked, the way that he moved, you could tell that he had peace. And he wasn't someone who had a lot in life, and you could tell, but he was at peace. And on the opposite end, I probably had a lot more material wise, but I just was at a terrible place within myself. And this guy also apparently was in recovery. So coming here into the rooms and seeing old timers, how they carried themselves, how what it is they were teaching, gave me a lot of hope. Gave me a lot of hope that I, coming from this very dark situation, could step out of it, with the help of other people, with the guidance. Um, so there is hope. There is hope. And that for me was one of the biggest motivators. It was one of the biggest shifts for me, getting actual hope, because I now knew what was happening with me and there was a solution. Now it was up to me to start taking action. And that's when the second part of of all of this comes into place. Um, there's a saying I really like, that says that there's two big moments in life. The first one is when you learn who you are, and the second one is what you do with that. So it took years for me to come to understand who I am. Now it's about who do I want to become. And that's a freedom that we all have today. Us being here with people in these meeting, we have that. We have that freedom. So it's now about what it is that we choose to do. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Beautiful, Edwin. Beautiful. That was a description of enlightenment. Well done. Go ahead, Tim.
Tim Alcoholic. I just wanted to say, yeah, definitely can relate to the, always on the go, never really stopping. I mean, I've said it in meetings many times that like some people will be like, oh, the first thing I do in the morning is that they drop to their knees and they pray, they meditate, they do all these things first thing in the morning. And I'm like, first thing in the morning, I put my feet down and I start walking. Like it's like right out of bed. And I'm walking and going. It's like, there's not even like a thought before. It's like, okay, the day's going. And it's like, and you said some great things like, oh, you can slow down and eat if you want. You got to want it. I guess I need to slow down in the morning and want it more, want some more restful time. But I mean, I'm always on the go. I mean, it just, even when I'm sitting down watching TV, I'm playing a game on my phone, or I'm doing something else. I'm sitting on the laptop. I mean, even now I'm in this meeting and I'm standing. I'm not sitting down. I mean, I could be sitting, but I'm making dinner. So, it's like I never take the time to slow it down. So I have to really start to be cognizant of that and slow things down.
Tim, let me ask you a question. So let me phrase this properly. Okay. Finish this statement. I feel deserving because.
I feel deserving because I am deserving.
Okay. I am deserving because.
I think that's how I would finish this. I am deserving because, wait, I forgot the beginning of the sentence.
No. I got you right where I want you. Okay. I am deserving because. Finish it.
I am deserving because I do deserve it.
Now, when you say that, okay, when you make that statement on a scale from 1 to 10, okay, 1 being almost nothing and 10 being the most, how much belief do you have in that statement?
I don't know, about 6, I would say.
Okay.
It depends on what I might be applying it to. I think. If I'm talking about, just some rest time from work, that might go up a little bit because, I work so much.
Okay. So right now you're standing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for what reason are you not deserving to be sitting down?
Oh no, I can sit. It just, I guess I've chosen after so many years now. Even at dinner, I've had people say, you can sit and eat dinner. And I'm like, I don't know. I've been standing for so many years. I have trouble sitting now. even to the point at work, I'm having trouble sitting at my one job because it just hurts to sit. And now I'm standing.
So the reason why I ask all this is because there are these wonderful things that we consider to be self-care, which would be self-love, self-care, personal time. When you get up in the mornings, you put your feet on the ground and you start walking. What are you walking towards?
Towards my, clothes to get dressed.
Great. Okay. So now I get dressed. Now where are you walking?
To get something to eat.
Great. So now you eat. Now, are you standing when you're eating, or are you sitting?
I don't think I've actually sat down for breakfast in years, to tell you the truth.
Okay. All right. See, we're getting somewhere.
I'm eating and then I'm getting in the car and I'm going to work.
Right. Now, what happens when I get to work?
Actually, I do. Today, I put my seat back and I slept for 30. I took a nap for 30 minutes because I was early.
At work?
Yeah.
And why did you feel deserving to sit down, lean back, and take a nap?
Well, I was falling asleep behind the wheel, so I guess I needed to take a nap. I didn't fall asleep, but I was like starting to feel that way.
Uh-huh.
This is the first year I actually haven't been falling asleep at the wheel. So like, I think I've been sleeping a lot more and taking, like I was just sharing with it that like, I haven't made as many meetings as I want. And, this is like, do I deserve it? Do I deserve to go to those meetings? Yeah. But then I also deserve to sleep. So I've been struggling with that battle. I need to sleep. Sometimes the meetings are on at like, I'm in bed before the meeting has even begun.
And do you fall asleep right away?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So now let's go back to that moment. So yeah, I got to work and you got to work early.
Mm-hmm.
So you had an opportunity to sit down and take a quick nap.
Well, the reason I got to work early, they don't let me in at the moment because of all this nonsense going on. They won't let me in. So because I'm early, usually I go in if I'm early, but because they won't let me, I was like, I'm going to go to take a nap.
Okay.
But if it wasn't that way, I would have gone in and just started working.
So you got a small window of time to reward yourself. Does that even at all resonate with you?
Yes, when I make those little windows. I mean, like when I go and I work 2 jobs and I actually make hold on one second. That's the timer for dinner. When I work my other job, I literally, if I have to be there at 3, I make sure I'm there by 2:30 so I can put the seat down and take a nap.
Because you earned it.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you feel deserving. Everything in this world, and again, we'll go back to being human. It's so complicated sometimes, so delicate to be human. I don't know if I'm coming or going. And there is this, it's mostly just a fueling system. There's something that fuels the operating system. And the minute I get up, the operating system goes right into work mode. Get up, get to the closet, get dressed, hurry up, eat breakfast. Let's get on the road. Let's get there early. Let's get there on time. Because if we get there early, we'll be able to reward ourselves with a little bit of downtime. I earned it. I feel deserving because. And so what I have to do first is create this tremendous amount of awareness that it's this feeling of needing to earn it that makes me feel deserving. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing in this world that we haven't worked for. I mean, like really worked our ass off for it, whatever it is, whether it's my home or a car or a relationship or building a relationship or having a relationship, the work that goes into it. The harder I work, the more I appreciate it. The less I work, the less I appreciate it. Here you go. You're 16 years old and you got $10 million. Kid could be dead in a year. There's no appreciation. You didn't earn it. It has no value. And so right now it's this in motion. I can't sit still. I can't, I have to keep moving. I have to keep going because there's this sort of measuring system inside of me that goes, once I get to a certain point, I can relax just for a moment because you know what? I actually earned this one. And so far I haven't earned the right to sit down for more than 5 minutes to eat my breakfast because I'm too busy worrying about getting to work on time so I can take a nap.
It's true.
When am I going to feel deserving for breakfast, Tim?
I don't think that's ever going to happen at this point. I don't think. Maybe on Sunday morning I'll sit down and eat breakfast. There's my.
Once with this, hopefully with this amount of awareness, you recognize that this is how my operating system works. I have put value on certain things. There's things that I don't value as much, and there's things that I value more. And those things that I value more, I will kill myself to get to those moments, because those are the ones that give me the greatest amount of satisfaction and a feeling of accomplishment and deserving. That's what this is what you're trying to feel all the time. The more I can do in one day, I'm working 2 jobs. That's got to tell you something. I'm constantly trying to feel worthy and deserving. And so this is where the real work is. The real work is in finding a way to acknowledge the work that you've already done, and to also give value to self-care. Because right now you don't value it. Right now it is a luxury for other people. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
So when, Tim, again, now we go back to the question. I feel deserving because. Not even a question. It's more like finishing it. Like, I feel deserving because.
I've earned it.
Yeah. So when will you have earned the right to wake up in the morning and create and carve out time that's just for Tim and his higher power?
I think about 20 years. When I retire.
Is this all making sense?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So it's always up to us. It is always up to us. There's things that I value more than others. There's so many distractions. There's so many opportunities. There's so many things to focus on. And depending on what it is that I, as a human, give value to, there are things that I'm going to give more value to than others. And those things that I value, I will create time. If I'm obviously working 2 jobs, it means I value working because I made the time to have 2 jobs.
I was told to work 2 jobs.
By who?
Well, that's we only have 3 minutes left. That's a whole nother set.
Okay. All right. So Tim, I'm going to ask you a very important question.
Uh-huh.
What do you want?
Funnily enough, the only thing I really want is to just be able to get more sleep. I've been saying that for even with cutting back on hours, I still don't. I can sleep 8 hours and still not feel rested enough because I've been working for so long, 80 hours a week, that even with everything that's going on, everything's slowed down tremendously for me, but I'm still tired.
And okay, so I want more sleep because I'm so tired. So what would it take for you to allow yourself to only work 1 job?
think I'm working up to that, to tell you the truth. Because as I said, I'm down to I used to work 4 or 5 nights a week on top of a day job, and now I'm down to just two nights a week. So I'm slowly weaning it down.
And what would you do with your free time?
Oh, exactly what I've been doing now. Like, going to bed early, just sitting and hanging out with the kids, watching TV, just playing a board game with them or a video game, or just sitting and watching, doing nothing. Just like they're playing and I just sit there and veg.
Do you feel deserving of that?
Oh, yeah.
Then you're close, Tim. It's just simply about making the decision. If you do truly, honestly feel worthy and deserving of that time with yourself and your family, then you will reprioritize how you use your time. And also, there's a lot, Tim. There's a lot, because I want to go in a bunch of different directions. But here's the thing. There's so much going on in your life. I'm trying to keep up right now and I'm trying to pinpoint which direction I want to go in. And there's so many different directions. And one is, more importantly than anything, are you running from something or are you running towards something?
Good question. I have to think about that one tonight.
Okay. I think that is going to help us out tremendously. If I can't sit down, if I am constantly on the go, I'm on the run. And I'm either trying to run towards or I am running away from something. That is the question to ponder. So based on all this, is there anything else I can help you with right now? Or do you have any specific question I can answer for you?
Well, the big one is I got the text message that we need a new roof put on the house. So I'm probably going to have to work more. That's been the underlying thing in the back of my head for this whole time.
Aha. Okay. So pressure. All right. Okay. So what's the question?
How do I don't want to work? I mean, it's not so much I don't want to work. It's that I'm getting to a point where I physically can't work. As I'll try to wrap this up, is saying like, this year, since I've only been working 2 nights since September, I've been able to stay awake while driving to work. So I know that's a positive thing. Now, if I start picking up more shifts, then that pattern repeats itself where I'm working 70, 80 hours a week, and I'm just not going to be able to keep up. So how do I say, no, we're going to have to save money for, how do I say, no, I cannot pick up shifts. We need to save money and plan this out more.
Just like that.
I was going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
No, you knew you were going to say that. Okay, Tim, you're under the gun. You're drinking like right out of the fire hose. Okay, you've got a tremendous amount of pressure, a lot of obligation. You painted yourself in a corner, and you've got a lot on your shoulders. And so life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. So there's a lesson here that there's either something that I want to learn, there's something that needs to heal, or there's something I need to let go of, or all of them. But those are the 3 main areas. Something needs to heal, something needs to be learned, or something needs to be let go of. And right now, it feels like to me as though you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Everyone's counting on you. And if everyone's counting on me, that means that if I don't make it happen, if I don't figure out how to do what needs to get done, I will fail them. Which means that if I fail them, it means that I failed, which means that I'm a failure. And I think maybe that is what you're running from. I can't let them down. I can't fail them. I have to figure this out. It's all on me. But you got a small window in there just now. You got a very small window. There was a part of you that showed up. There was a part of you that showed up and says, it can't be all on me. I need help. I can't do this alone. I can't work 2 jobs. I can't do it anymore. I need help. Does that feel about right?
Oh, yeah.
Whoever you need to talk to, you need to sit down and have that conversation. I need help. I can't do this anymore. We need to figure out a different way. But treating me like a whipping mule, I can't anymore. And that is the biggest way for you to earn the right to slow down, is just to have that tough conversation that I know you don't want to have. Because the minute you do, you have to admit that you need help. And there's a small part of you that says, if I ask for help, it already means that I failed. I let myself down. Tell me where all this lands for you, Tim.
I'm going to slow down tonight to think about everything you've said.
Good. Tim, how can I help you?
I guess I'll be back next week.
Let's do that. You come back next week. But I think you and I can both agree we're right on track. This is where all the pain is. Well done, brother. Well done. I got you. Come back. We're going to do a deep dive next week. Does anyone else want to interject here after this? Go ahead, Liz.
I just want to say that this meeting was very grounding for me. And I do know, that childhood past traumas come into situations that we would never thought of, like with Wendy. It just, it ties into so many of our situations. And, our body I read this book, Our Body Keeps the Score. Our body remembers things. And it's just when you asked him about, is he deserving? I had to have a really hard conversation with my boyfriend yesterday that, we hadn't had yet since my relapse, and just wanted me to have a clear head and be able to, sit and do this, because my first reaction is run away. I don't, hear that hard stuff, hear what I've done to people, and hear, I'm so highly sensitive. I just want to shut down and go. Well, I didn't. And he asked me, why don't you think you're deserving of a healthy relationship? Yeah. So you asking Tim that, I'm like, ugh, yeah, it is so many reasons. And and I thought, man, how did he get to that place to know that I feel that way? And it was, you know, it's just, I just had like God bumps this whole, you know, meeting, and just I feel it to my core. And like that conversation was so freeing for him, so helpful for both of us. And having open communication is so important. And I was so uncomfortable through the whole thing. And afterwards, it was like we felt so much lighter, and it was so worth it. And, you know, you have to face that stuff. Otherwise, we're just going to keep running away. And, you know, that's my go-to, is to run away. But I want to run towards healing and towards having that space for myself and for others to just really figure out what it is that's holding me back, and why, you know, that has been my whole thing my whole life, is I'm not good enough. I'm not deserving. I'm not lovable, but I really am. And you know, my past is not who I am now. And I have to, you know, be free of that. Yes, things come up. I'm triggered. I have PTSD, you know, deal with it and move forward and heal. And that's not something I say lightly, because I've learned how to do those things. I just have to practice them. You know, it's a practice. All of this stuff is a practice. It doesn't just, these things unfortunately don't just come naturally. You just have to keep working and practice, and then it's so worth it. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's worth it. And it's, you know, I've been taking all these notes. And I think a lot of it has to do with fear that we're not going to meet others' expectations. And, but really, if I'm myself, because he sees something in me, been together almost 2 years, you know, and it was going great. And then I just started slowly self-sabotaging. And it's because I do deserve to have a healthy relationship. I don't know always what that looks like, but I do know that communication and just saying how I feel and laying it out and navigating towards that, you know, if I don't express myself right the first way, I always think about how I need to say this, and if it has to be right, and da-da-da. No, it doesn't. Just say, you know what? I'm really scared to talk about this. And I just want you to meet me in the middle, and can we just navigate through this and end up in a place where we can both be okay with, you know, whatever it is, just be in a healthy place where we can just speak our truth and talk through it. And yeah, I just, you know, I'm not good at having those hard conversations, but with practice, I can get good at it, you know. And it's like, I'm not shaming myself by saying that. It's the truth, but yet I don't want to give it all this energy. I'm not good at it. So if I'm not good at it, I'm going to keep being not good at it, you know, keep telling myself that, and that's going to continue. I'm not good at it. Well, I can be, like, I can learn, you know, just like softball. I wasn't good at it, but I practiced it and I became better. I would say I'm good at it, but, you know, in others' opinion, but, you know, it's just like, we can get better. Yeah. So that's really, you know, kind of where I was just thinking a lot and reflecting on all these things that this past week for me.
Liz, you look and sound amazing, sweetheart.
Thank you.
I mean, how long has it been? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? How many weeks now?
2 weeks, I think. Yeah.
2 weeks since the relapse. And you look like the Liz that I've always known and loved. So it's
Thank
just,
you.
it's a moment, Liz. It's a moment. And when we talk about deserving, let's just be very, very clear. Because when we're deeply wounded and when we're lost and we first come into recovery or whatever space that may be, whenever we're wounded, really the most loving thing to tell someone is like, hey man, you're worth it. You're deserving and you're worth it. But the belief The belief aspect of it is the key to all of it. If I say, you're right, I am deserving, but inside there's a little voice goes, you're a piece of shit. What do you mean you're deserving? What the fuck's wrong with you? Right? Then there's that conflict that happens between this idea of feeling deserving and feeling worthy versus saying we're deserving and saying we're worthy, because in many cases it's just words. Now, it's true. We are all deserving and we are all worthy of love and of self-care. However, you know, because you're human and we have built-in navigation system that tells us when we do something wrong. It's called guilt and shame. We all feel it. It's all in the hardware. It's not going anywhere. There's no way. That's hard. That's part of the hardware that does not go away. And so when I do something wrong, there's a part of me that goes, see, you're not deserving. You're not worthy. You're a piece of shit. And so I can build on that, or I can go, whoa, it's okay. Okay, so we made a mistake. Let's correct this. You made this mistake? Okay, that's fine. Let's make amends. Let's go sit and talk with our boyfriend. Let's go do the tough thing. That's called courage. I'm terrified to have the conversation. I don't want to talk to him about it. And then I go and I have the tough conversation. And it goes well. And how do I feel? Wow. I'm so glad I had the courage to speak my mind and be honest. And in that moment, what we're feeling is deserving. That tough action that we took, we earned it. You earned it. I don't have to go out and dig ditches. I don't have to make $1 zillion. Okay? I don't have to have a 6-pack. I don't have to have anything external. The external's bullshit. The real work, the real courage comes from doing the work and stepping up and facing your fears and being courageous and asking for help. It's just that simple. To a certain degree, the things that we value the most, we earn those fuckers. I earn that shit. You know, when I think about my wife and I think about my life, there's very few times where I think to myself, oh, I'm so lucky. Man, gosh, I can't believe I'm so lucky. And I have like this amazing marriage and this wonderful wife. And I live in Costa Rica and, you know, and oh my God, my life is so great. Oh, I feel so lucky. That doesn't come out of my mouth, Liz. Only thing that comes out of my mouth is, oof, so grateful for everything I have. And I fucking worked my ass for it. It feels good. It feels good to know that I worked my ass for it and I deserved and I earned it. And now I deserve to have a morning routine that includes things for me, like having breakfast, sitting down, meditating for 20 minutes, all by myself. That's right. I sat there for 20 minutes meditating just for me. I have a comfortable chair that has padding. Oh, yeah. I earned that shit. I deserve it. It is fucking okay to use that language. Because I did the work, so I deserve all the gifts that come along with it. And a lot of times we're so busy earning it that we forget that gratitude is a necessity. I must be grateful, or I'm just going to keep working and I'm going to forget why I'm doing it. All right, guys, we went over because I was late. And I feel like we got this hour covered. What do you think, Tori?
I think it's been great.
I think I earned it. I came in late. I went over. I earned it. Feeling pretty good about shutting her down now. You see how easy this works, guys? You see how easy this works? You fucking earn it, and then you relish in it. I'm going to go have dinner with my wife. All right. Guys, I love y'all. Big heart sign, sending lots of love. Tim, I'll see you next Wednesday in the hot seat. Peace out. Love y'all. Tori, great job.